I was chosen by the plight and the suffering of the working class in South Africa. Joseph Mathunjwa, president of the AMCU, or Association of Mine Workers and Construction Union, made that pronouncement at South Africa's Landmans Marikana platinum mine, a site where police shot 34 wildcat strikers to death during a demonstration last August. The 48-year-old Mathunjwa is a lay minister whose father was a Salvation Army preacher. So far, he has rallied the working poor by the tens of thousands. His AMCU represents a real threat to the prevailing National Union of Mine Workers, the officially recognized union that tends to vote lockstep with the desires of the ruling African National Congress President Jacob Zuma. Among Mathunjwa's demands, he wants to raise the minimum monthly take-home pay of South Africa's platinum miners to between 8 and 10,000 rand, nearly double the current wage. The mine owners claim that they cannot afford to meet these demands. In response, Mathunjwa said, "You see, all these heaps of dumps and minerals are gone, but the lives of the people who extracted those minerals, they haven't benefited. You want a huge income and a dividend, but I think it is time now to relax a little bit." The anti-Syrian President Bashar al-Assad uprising has led to sectarian violence across much of the Middle East. Iran, where the population is made up of predominantly Persian Shiites, supports the Bashir government and blames the U.S. and Israel for the upswell in sectarian ferocity. However, Saudi Arabian clerics blame Iran and the Shiite groups for fomenting such violence as the recent Lebanese Hezbollah attack against Sunni rebels in Qusar in Syria. The passionate rhetoric, which both Sunnis and Shiites once reserved to rail against Israel, is now being targeted against each other. The Kuwaiti parliament recently condemned Sunni Muslim clerics in their country for stoking sectarianism by publicly speaking against Hezbollah's involvement in the Syrian internal civil war. In Egypt, a Sunni cleric and a member of the ruling Muslim Brotherhood publicly called Hezbollah the party of Satan. The Grand Mufti of the Kingdom of Qatar has called for Sunnis across the region to fight with the rebels in Syria. Unfortunately, the rhetoric may get worse before it gets better. As Mark Lynch of George Washington University, commenting in a blog post on the politics of anti-Shiite populism, wrote, "Expect the competition among Sunnis to adopt the most extreme stances to accelerate." When a monk takes a mobile phone in his hand to go online, shouldn't he think whether he should be in a monastery at all? This question was a summation of remarks by Russian Patriarch Kirill at Zograf Monastery on Athos in Greece. Apparently, Kirill feels that monks who have chosen the penitent lifestyle undermine their own objectives when they subject themselves to the temptations of the internet. Kirill, who heads the Russian Orthodox Church and openly supports Russian President Vladimir Putin, has previously warned against manipulation on the internet. Although an unnamed church official reportedly said that the Patriarch does occasionally use the internet for research, we at the Infidel wonder if the words manipulation and research aren't perhaps Russian euphemisms for something else. Come to think of it, in that opening sentence, when a monk takes a mobile phone in his hand to go online, the word mobile phone may also be a euphemism.